Hi guys, welcome back to another video update. Today we are taking a look at Avalanche's AVAX, some fantastic things unfolding here for AVAX, and I want to kind of get them covered off for you guys. So as I get into today's video, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't done so already. Let's roll the intro and get right down into it. Hi guys, okay, let's jump right down into today's video. This is AVAX paired up with USDT. We're on the 4-hour Binance chart, and there's some interesting kind of developments with AVAX. So as we can see here, over the last few days, since the 23rd of January up to today, we're up 57% on AVAX. And obviously this is just to go in line with everything that we've seen so far, which is some fantastic runs to the upside on AVAX. Now, some interesting kind of patterns here that look like they could potentially unfold for us is an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Okay, now this is something that we might see, play out a little ways. It's obviously not the most accurate head and shoulder pattern that I have seen, but it is something that could play out. So I want to kind of just draw it in here. So here we have our left shoulder, here we have our head, and here we'd have our right shoulder inverted, with our neckline approximately being at the top here. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a trend line in right there. And so here you can see the potential for this. Actually, I'd say it's probably a little bit lower than there, but we'll have to see if this plays out. This is the problem with the head and shoulder pattern. It's not 100% perfectly drawn here. But basically, let me go ahead and actually use the correct tool on TradingView, because there is a tool for a head and shoulder pattern that will make this a little bit easier to see, right? So if I draw in here the left shoulder, the head right here, we would have to have our head actually our head's up here, isn't it? Sorry. Head not yet complete. A right shoulder coming on in, and then you'd have this neckline, which is actually a little bit tilted, to be fair. It's actually down here. So I'm going to draw a trend line in on this one, just so that we can actually get this one depicted. It would be right here, and our neckline would be like this. Now, with this, it would mean that we'd have a small move down, probably towards our kind of 200 EMA situation, and then a breakout situation taking us up significantly higher. Now, this would basically be putting us with a potential, as we do this the right way around, a pretty significant move to the upside for AVAX, right? We'd have this kind of small cool-off period here, and I'm going to just be really kind of conservative by pushing this down a little bit lower, and then this move up into a new local high, breaching the existing high here at 49.69 and going up a little bit higher, more towards $19.77 approximately. So this could be a pretty significant place for a bit of a rally for AVAX. Now, what would prevent this pattern? Well, ultimately a rally straight upwards, or a breach lower than the head, right? So we couldn't come down lower than 27.43, for example. And of course, if we just continue to rally out here and do not have a right shoulder, then yeah, we're just rallying. We're not seeing this particular pattern play on out. Now, we want to be mindful that a head and shoulder pattern like this could be something that we look for, and could be what takes us up into those next significant heights. The other thing that I've noticed here is that actually on our journey up towards 49.96, we might actually find ourselves with a cup and handle pattern playing out. Okay, a bit of a double top situation here. And again, this is not an ideal kind of cup, because we're not a V bottom, right? We're not going straight down, straight up. We do kind of bounce around a little bit on this journey, but it's not the most ideal cup in the world. But it is a cup and handle, in my opinion, or at least a potential for a cup and handle to be playing out. As in, we have a double top situation here, get rejected, small little rejection, and then rally, and then this would basically breach at that high and take us up even higher. And the cup and handle pattern in itself would be a very significant one, basically telling us that AVAX has the potential to go up significantly higher, more towards $72 than it would be for the kind of, just inverted head and shoulder pattern. So there's huge potential for a cup and handle to do incredibly well here. But we want to be mindful that this is yet to kind of really be play out. Now, most cup and handle patterns are about 67% accurate. They're not the most accurate tools when it comes to trading. There's many other analytical approaches to the markets that I believe are so much better than just your trend lines, your cup and handle handles your head and shoulders. But nonetheless, here we do have and can see the potential for a cup and handle pattern to be playing out quite well for Avalanche's AVAX. So I'm going to remove these for now, but we'll keep it in the back of our mind. Now, we do have good support being found at the moment on the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, as you can kind of see here on the chart, right? The red line being the 50 EMA, the yellow line being the 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA being the white line. You can see that price action is currently above all of these on the 4-hour time frame, and that's looking pretty nice and pretty healthy. If we take a look here, we can see our trend line is also just below the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, but is slightly above our 200 EMA. Okay, so again, depending on how you draw your trend line, it could be that we actually just have to adjust it to be more in line with our 200 EMA. But ultimately, support is there for AVAX. It's looking pretty good. So in terms of that inverted head and shoulders, I'm not really thinking that we're likely to lose the 200 EMA in terms of making that right shoulder. But if we do, it'll be interesting to kind of see how it plays out going further forward. But for now, I think AVAX has been pretty decent asset. If we bring this up to our daily time frame, for example, we can see great growth to the upside here, and we have that potential to kind of continue pushing up just a little bit more should the market continue to be buoyant. Now, of course, we want to be mindful over where things could go wrong. We could see things going wrong for AVAX if we were to start losing the support levels of the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA. Now here on the daily time frame, those are around $35 and $36. $35.74 for the EMA, the 50 EMA, the red line, and the $36.14 yellow line, the SMA, right? If we were to lose those, then we are going to be starting to think more bearishly about the market heading more down towards that 200 EMA. But until that happens, we have a lot of confidence in the market here to be a little bit more bullish, in my opinion, with some great potential moves to the upside on AVAX. Now, in terms of trading opportunities, how would I be looking to trade it? I would be looking for trading long, but I'll be looking for probably breakout situations to occur. So for example, right in this little range on the daily time frame, if we can get a close above 43.44, I think that's going to be a position where we can start to say, okay, time to go long. Really tight stop loss and profit, just testing up that upper range. That would be an interesting one with about a 3.07% or 3.07 risk reward ratio, if I can talk this morning, would be a one way to go. I don't think shorting the market on AVAX is going to be the best move right now. Maybe in the future that's something that we can do. Specifically, I think a lot of this can come down to the 4-hour time frame and be a little bit more accurate with it. But yeah, we could probably be looking at retesting the 50 EMA, the 50 SMAs on a short position if we really wanted to. But I think that's really where the long positions start to come on in. Looking at that 200 EMA as our support with tight stop loss there, and then a big run to the upside. Great risk reward ratio of 8.06, and could be a fantastic little earner for people who are looking to try to get into a long position but looking for a better entry. Now, ultimately, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give financial advice. All I can do is share you my thoughts and opinions in the charts, in the data as I personally see it. And if I were to be going long on AVAX, I would be using the 𝗕𝗘𝗪 platform, which is my go-to platform for all my leverage-based trades. The link for that is in the description below. If you haven't yet signed up for 𝗕𝗘𝗪, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Some fantastic offers and deals and rewards are available depending on where you are around the world. All the terms and conditions can be found on the website. Well worth checking it out. Like I say, it's my go-to platform. I am incredibly happy trading on 𝗕𝗘𝗪, whereas other platforms I have struggled immensely with. But 𝗕𝗘𝗪, not had any issues whatsoever. So why not check it out? The link is in the description down below. And guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you want to know a little bit more about what's going on with Solana, I urge you guys to check out this video right here.